Okay, so now we have the data frame, and I want to talk about accessing the variables in the data frame. So how do we do that? So my data frame was named this. And suppose I want to access, actually this has v1. I didn't read them. Oh, I did something wrong here, didn't I? Okay, let's go back and use this one. This one, I guess I should have said, okay, let's try that again. Okay, I should have done this, right? I should have said that the header was true. I forgot to put that in there. So up here it didn't, it thought that this was data. Okay, but I didn't mean that. I meant for this to be the headers, but I didn't say header was true. So now I said header is true. Okay, now anyway, how do we access, say, this column of data? The way you do it is like this. You do this. Okay, so you put $sign and then the name of the variable. So now if I type this, I should get this list, and this is going to appear as a vector. So this was a data frame, but when I do this, this is going to be a vector. So let's see it. Okay, so it's that. Now, okay, I'm going to come back and talk about that in a minute, but let me just try a simpler one. Let's try the born date one. Okay, this is also going to be a vector, but let's look at it like that. So it's a little bit simpler. It's just this list here. Okay, so this is a vector. Now, suppose that I want to get the age of these. Well, yeah. Suppose I want to get the age of these people when they died. So what is that? That's the die date minus the born date. So let me try that. Okay, actually, first I tried this, right? But that's wrong. I can't just type die date and born date. I have to type dfrm var $sign die date. That's the way to indicate this column. And this is the way to indicate this column. So it gave me an error before. But and I assigned that to a variable called age. And then I wanted to see what age was. So 72, 79, 78, 92, 61. Okay, so these are the ages. Okay, now let's go back to the first, this one, the first name. This looks a little different than this one. This looks simpler, right? And this looks more complicated because these are these are not numbers. Okay, these are not quantitative. This is not a quantitative variable. This is what we call a qualitative variable or a categorical variable. And it treats them a little bit differently because often we want to treat them differently. So let me just explain this. So first, a brief review of quantitative versus qualitative variables. So quantitative basically means a number, and qualitative basically means non-numeric data. Okay, so let's focus on qualitative. Qualitative are also called categorical because, for example, your favorite color, maybe let's call a variable, create a variable called color preference, and maybe it has these possibilities: red, yellow, green, blue, or purple. So these are called categories. And so this variable is called categorical. And in this case, we would say the variable color preference has 5 levels. So we said it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. They're called levels. Okay? And these are the levels. Okay, in R, categorical variables are called factors. And R recodes them to numbers, actually. So what it will do is it'll assign red like the number 1 and yellow the number 2. It does that because it's faster, actually, for R to do that, for it to work with it that way. But it also will display the list of possible values. And that's what we saw before. Those were the factors. Let's go back here. So this was these were the numbers. Now these are actually inside R. These are coded as numbers, but let's ignore that. This doesn't matter. But the levels are the possible values. So Cox, Fisher, Pearson, Smith, and Yates. So here we might have a set of people and their color preferences. So Jack's color preference is red, Jane is yellow, Paul is yellow, Steve is green, Pam is green, and Ellen is yellow. So the levels that were used here, there were only 3 of them. Red, yellow, and green, even though this is the total set of levels. And when we list the levels, when R lists the levels, even though yellow might be used 3 times, when it lists the levels, it just lists them once. So it'll list them like this. Okay, and that's what it's done here. So these are the levels for this one. So this first name, the levels are Fisher, Pearson, Cox, Yates, Smith. I'm sorry, that's the vector. And the levels are the set of possible values. So it's the same set of possible values. But we might have, like down again, we might have Yates and Yates and Yates and Yates. But later on in later data, like row 6, row 7, row 8, row 9, but the levels will just still be the same here. So just because Smith was listed 10 times, still the levels are there's only these 5 levels, if these are the only possible names that could be listed. Okay, so that's what this is about. Okay, so now we have this age variable, and it might be nice to add this to the data frame. And that can be done using a function called column bind. cbind means bind a column. We want to bind a new column, right? We want to add age as a new column. So the way you work it is you put the data frame in there, and then the name of the new column and the vector which represents the new column. So we do that and we get this. Now if I wanted to redefine dfrm var to that, I would do this. What would I do? You do it. So first test this out, and then try to do all of this that we just did, and then try to redefine this so that it also has the age column. So pause it, try to do this, and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay, I'm sure that you were able to do it. All you needed to do is do the cbind dfrm, age, and just reassign our data frame to that. And then to test it, you just type dfrm var, and you see this. Now you can also access the age by doing this, right? How can we access the age variable within our data frame? Of course, we also have age just as a separate vector, but suppose we delete that. How can we still access it within the data frame? So try and do that. Then I'll come back and do it. So I assume that you were able to do that, and this is the way that you would do it. By the way, something wrong again. Okay, what's wrong? Do you see? You probably noticed. What's wrong? So here, I combined with dfrm instead of, I should have done dfrm var. Okay? Anyway, I just wanted to point out that if we still had our original database without the names in it, data frame, without the field variable names in it, so we had this, then you could access the columns instead of doing, like for example this one, $born date. Born was the third column, so that would be V3, right? So you could access it in that case as V3 here. Okay? Okay. So we have read in data using read table, and we have learned a little bit about factors, and we have accessed the columns. So now you're beginning to see some of the power of R. Okay, we'll continue again.